Okay, so this is Ugreen Hitune Ws100. For 3 weeks I've been using these earphones as my one and only, and to be honest I did not expect anything good from them, but guys, I was wrong. Now we will find out everything about them, and we will not start with the price as usual, but we'll talk about the capabilities of these TWS earphones. And in order to see what they are showing off, I suggest taking a look at the box. Bluetooth 5.0, 9 hours of continuous playback and 27 hours of playback with a case, smart touch control, the ability to use earphones in both stereo and mono modes, Qualcomm chipset and Qualcomm aptX. More than a year ago I had a review of Huawei HONOR FLYPODS LITE, and I want to tell you that the Ws100 sounds much better, and they stay in the ears also much better, and besides they are cheaper, and at the time of recording this video they cost $35, and I think that it is really a great price for such true wireless earphones. Let's continue to our review. The box itself is not in Chinese as you may think. Everything is as it should be in English, and by the way, it's very nice. You see everything inside, nothing superfluous. The manual is in 8 languages. There is Russian also, so it's very good, but in the manual I found one error. The chapter on resetting to factory setting for some reason is in Italian. Apparently there was a copy-paste from the previous language, but it is in Russian part. In English everything is okay. The first thing I would like to note is quality. They are really well made. Plastic is at the highest level. When you are closing a case it sounds very pleasant. The lid is magnetized. The mechanism seems to be reliable. Well, in any case, during these 3 weeks it did not loosen. The second thing I would like to talk about is the connection via Bluetooth. These earphones can be easily connected to both Android and iOS, and the controls works exactly the same on both systems. And an important point, the earphones are connected to the phone not when the case opens, but when you take the earphone out of the case. Connecting and disconnecting is accompanied not by some kind of a Chinese voice, but by a pleasant ding or donk. As for the connection, I want to note that the range is simply excellent, but sometimes there were small problems. It happened that when taking out the earphones from the case, they simply did not want to connect to the phone, but this was cured by putting them back into the case and taking them out again. Not critical, but I just wanted to mention it for you. Third, these earphones can be used individually. That is, if one of them is discharged, feel free to take the other one and use it. I would like to note that the left earpiece is the main one, and when connecting to the phone you need to establish 2 connections. The left earphone is the main one, and after this connection the right one is synchronized with the left one, and the right one as a separate earphone so that it can be used separately from the left one. Well, I hope that you understood everything. The fourth point, sound. I'm not a sound expert, but I definitely have an ear, and I can confidently say that these in-ear earphones sound just fine. If you compare them with the same HONOR FLYPODS LITE, the HONOR sounds worse. The sound of Ugreen is richer, the bass is deeper, and the maximum volume is also higher. The fifth thing that I would like to say about is sound isolation. There are 3 pairs of each cushions in the box, and I picked the right side for my ears, and they fit very tightly, and because of this they greatly isolate you from the external environment. Is it good or bad? You can decide, but thanks to this, the sound definitely gets better. And sometimes they stick to ears so that when you put them out, the ear pads are turned inside out. Wanted to mention it for you. The sixth thing I would like to say about is control. The only thing you cannot do here is adjust the volume. Everything else is possible. And in order to understand how everything is controlled, personally I turned to the manual because it was quite difficult to figure it out myself. I advise you the same. The right and the left earphones are controlled in exactly the same way. There are touch pads on them. 1 tap, pause, 2 taps, next track, 3 taps, the previous one. Tap for 2 seconds, voice assistant. You can also disconnect them from the phone without inserting them into the case by holding your finger for 6 seconds, and you can reconnect them again by tapping on them for 2 seconds. Everything is simple when you know how to control them. Seventh, these Earphones are suitable for sports because firstly, they do not fall out of the ears, secondly, thanks to their control, which I mentioned above, and thirdly, they are protected according to manufacturer by IPX5 standard from water. Of course, you cannot swim with them, but if sweat fall on them, then nothing terrible will happen. I tried running with them and I felt really comfortable. Eighth, I'll tell you about this sound lag. If you watch YouTube, in fact that's how I use them most often, then there is no lag of the sound. Not on iOS, not on Android, but for games, they are not suitable. The sound lags in any game. The ninth is the working time. Everything is really good here. Ugreen talks about 27 hours with the case. This is quite difficult to check because in real use I used one earphone, then the other one, then both at once, and as a result one charge was enough for me for about a working week. Using the earphones for 4 to 5 hours a day at very different volumes. LED indicators show the charge of the case and the case is charging through the USB-C. This is commendable, like not some kind of old micro USB. Well, and the 10th, guys, are calls. And here everything is also just fine. I very often use them for taking phone calls and no one has ever complained about a bad sound. And by the way, for these purposes, you can use at least one earpiece, left or right, it doesn't matter, and you can use both of them. Well, what is my conclusion and what do I think about it? I was wrong about these earphones. I did not think that you can buy quality earphones for such a low price. It turns out you can. Yes, they do not have proximity sensors so that the music is automatically paused if you take out any of them from your ear. Honor FLYPODS Lite has such a function, but this is the only thing that they're lacking of. Otherwise, they are much better than FLYPODs. The sound is better, sticks in your ears also better, quality is excellent, and it is even cheaper. Can I advise these earphones to a friend if a friend needs some kind of choice? And the answer is yes. I will leave link in the description and in first comment under this video. My name is Eugene. If you didn't know, subscribe to my channel if you didn't yet, push that notification bell, don't forget about it, and have a nice day. Всем добра, парни!